Hello, beautiful people out there. We are at Anarchapulco 2019, and if you're here, you know been having a really, really good time. And the party doesn't stop. We're out here at the beach. The sun is setting. We got champagne. We got Eric July out here. We've been having concerts. We've been having amazing speakers. We've been having amazing experiences. People have been changed, forever. So it's really exciting thing. Freenauts has been rocking the parties. We did some beach parties last night. We did the Palladium the other night. These guys backwards rocked the house. Opened up for Immortal Technique on Valentine's Day. Shut the place down. It was crazy. You'll see the footage. So, we want to talk a little bit about um, culture and how to move the movement forward in terms of, what else aren't we doing? A lot of people really appreciate uh, the festival aspect of this event. Anarchapulco is truly unique, I think, in that we're really bringing something to the liberty movement that people haven't can't really get anywhere else. With the combination of the parties and all the holistic and health and wellness stuff and all of the philosophy and politics and you name it. It's all about moving forward to a peaceful, stateless society. And so, with that in mind, culture is such a big part of it. I know, you talk a lot about that. So, if you can speak a little bit about that, we got Eric July here. Uh, what does Anarchapulco and the initiative to, that we all kind of have in common, right? Because we're all doing liberty music. Um, have in common, right? I feel like Freenauts, this is our community to perform for. This is who we want to make music for. These are the people who get us, right? And we come from all over the world. There's people from everybody out here. We're meeting people from Australia, New Zealand, you name it. And so I feel like this is really the convergence and where it kind of sparking off where, it's a festival, you know? And that's what we've all been talking about. Let's bring the music into it. Let's bring the arts and the culture. And so this is a festival, right? It's not a conference. So if you can speak to that a little bit, I think the people really need to hear more about. Look, there's only going to be so many Ron Pauls in the world, right? But what can you do? Because we've been meeting people who are talented, man. We've been meeting people who are holding back their skills, and they have, whether they can do this or that, or play, or sing, or write, or we need your creative energy in this movement. You know, there is a platform for you. There is a community here for you. So if you can speak to that a little bit, Eric July in the building with the Free Knots. What's up?
Yeah, nah. I mean, you're 100% correct, a million percent correct. Really, just it's an important thing. Culture. I talk about that in all of my just Joe Blow talks that I do. Aside from the music, it's just important the artistic side of things, and I think what Backwards showed a lot of individuals is that there's a market for it. You know what I mean? Like I think it's sort of like what you meant and what you spoke on with the fact that there's all these individuals within this movement that have talent, they have skill. Maybe they don't think that it's something worth pursuing, right? Simply because, and I get it, when you look at the mainstream, these guys don't adopt the philosophy that we adopt. So I can understand where they get intimidated by that. I can understand why they think that it's not worth pursuing. But if anything, us being able to sort of creep through that barrier that was there because we came from that side, and then it was funny because a lot of folks, because we were all part of successful, semi-successful bands before we got in Backwards, before we even started it, we already had that spot on lock. So it was like when we finally introduced this community, to us, they were like, holy snaps, this exists, right? This exists. This is something that exists. I like this kind of music, but now there's a group of people that actually, they want to work towards a free society like me, and then they gravitated towards it. So we captured that market over there, that people that just, like to listen to hardcore, metalcore music, and then you got those people that came here on the philosophical side, and they just like the fact that there's people that make music that happen to adopt a philosophy, and it's important. You know what I mean? Because again, that's how you, really affect change from a cultural standpoint. So it's important when I have these conversations with these people out here. I'm always like, hey, people pull me up to the side. I probably had at least 10 people, no lie, I'm not even over exaggerating, pull me to the side saying, man, I'm also a musician. What's up? How do we get it going? So I'm like, just go for it. You know what I mean? Just polish up your skill and just go for it. You know what I mean? It's a market for it. There are individuals out here that want to listen to it, that will most definitely enjoy it. But you gotta put it out there, and it's very important. Like you mentioned, we got the Ron Pauls, the Tom Woods, the Jeffrey Tuckers, the very smart intellectual people, and they are very necessary. Don't get it twisted, but in the same realm, there's a community of people that they really can't get to, you know what I mean, because they don't relate in that aspect, and that's where we come in as the artists to funnel it in a way that they can understand. So, we got boys out there showing all kinds of love, going crazy out there in the background.
Decentralized dance
Yeah,
party.
yeah, right. It's kind of wild. But but like I said, man, that's important. Culture is important. Music is important. It's really important for us to get out there and do our thing, man. And I'm sure you got something to speak on that as well.
Yeah, we're here live at Anarchapulco, and we have to take a break for our sponsors. We're sponsored by Spontaneous Dancing, Spontaneous Mayhem, Contraband, Piracy. Yeah, Anarchapulco. This is what happens over here. This is brought to you by shirtless hippies and mismatching clothes. This is brought to you by barefoot stoners. All right, back to the show. We're back here to the Anarchapulco show. We're here live with Eric July, frontman of Backwards, the band. And now that we return, please tell us more about the content that you're creating. Your hardcore metal, boom bap hip hop. Are you writing any books? Are you writing movie scripts? Are you coming up with any new forms of media, 3D video games, or anything to further, the cause of liberty?
Oh, most definitely, yeah. Like that was exactly what I was about to touch on. This has opened up so many doors for me. Just the music out there being successful, the fact that I'm able to get out there and talk to a lot of individuals, and I've gained a following in that regards. I've been able to more so express, I guess, the talents and the skills and all those stuff, the stuff that I have. So yeah, I've been working on stuff like that. I do a lot of ghostwriting in general, and I've done that for a while now. But certainly, being in like the comic industry and stuff like that, that is something that I really absolutely want to maybe pursue as a writer, as a content creator in that element. So not only do I have the mixtape and the music and stuff like that coming, absolutely 100%. But not only do I have that, Backwards second album is also coming up. So we have all of these different things coming through, and I also have all of those other things that I'm trying to get out there and do. And I think, like I say, it's necessary. There's no shortage. Oh, excuse me. There is a shortage of content creators in that element. So we got to do as much as we can to really, just further this movement and get people to realize that, hey, man, there's a market for it. So they can absolutely be influenced to get out there and create that content like it is, like myself, like you guys, and everybody else that's a part of this movement that is finally like saying, hey, man, let's just do it. We got these skill sets. We are artists. Let's just get out here and create the music. You know what I mean? And see what happens. It might you succeed, you may fail, but at least go for it, because for sure if we're of any example, it shows that there's absolutely a market for it. You know what I mean? Doing this sort of music and doing this sort of just content and art creation, and it's necessary. We got intellectuals. I can't say that enough, and I'm not saying to knock that. I love those guys. We all love those guys. A lot of us were brought to this movement by these intellectuals, but in the same respects, culture's front line. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. You know what I mean? We gotta have it.
We need them to step out of their show.
100%.
Walk out of their cave.
100%.
Here, So we have Alais Clay come through the interview.
The Anarchapulco
Ala-
show.
Alais Clay also performed, so this is like a spontaneous interview. And Alais opened up for Mortal Technique and Backwards, and we're talking about new ways of creating culture and media to spread the word of liberty. If you're making a movie script, cartoons, artwork, what are you doing, or how do you, create, promote your creative energy for liberty?
Well, definitely music is a huge piece of that. You know, like you were saying, I feel like our voices are important. They're crucial. You know, here at this conference, we talk about a lot of the different programming in society, and music is another aspect of that. You know, so much of the mainstream music just programming, and so it's super crucial for people that are on the conscious music tip to spread that, because it really is a powerful way to help people break free. So that's a huge part of what I do. Another part, more grassroots with my community. I've had been building this project called Star Tribe Alliance with a co-founding team in Colorado, and our mission is to unite conscious people, conscious communities, eco villages, in different places, not only Colorado, and create self-sustaining and thriving land-based communities, you know, with learning centers where money is not even really necessary, where it's like we have everything we need, we regenerate from ourselves, we share wisdom, knowledge that we have, so it's not something that's exclusive and accessible to everyone. And so we've been doing that. We launched our own time-based currency like 3 years ago, and we've been spreading that. And last year, me and another one of the co-founders did a West Coast tour, and so we spread it kind of regionally through California and Oregon and different states, and have been growing that. And so, yeah, a lot of things, and just meeting lots of other amazing conscious individuals, making moves and building that network in a way that we can all really communicate with each other, so we can create and take action steps together, you know, not just making music and a soundtrack, but acting on those words and seeing that in real life.
And those are wonderful contributions. And like Eric said earlier, everybody has to bring their skills to the table and just do it. And here at Anarchapulco, we're collaborating. People get to share their ideas with each other. So this is the place to be. You see the artists that are assembled here. This is where we come to celebrate, take a break, because after Anarchapulco, we got to go back home to some crazy places to continue that fight for another year. And when you're in the sticks, but as you were out there touring, and you got the metal crews and whatnot, in that audience, you're spreading the word of liberty. Do you think that that sort of thing is catching on, or any tips on how you communicate your message the best?
Oh, most definitely it catches on, and uh, really it's about planting those seeds. You know what I mean? Because when we go tour, we tour with bands, obviously, huge bands, and they'll have like these guitarists, or they have like their drummer that's like a low key libertarian or something like that. But he's like he's closeted because he feels that social pressure, right? Of all right, I get a target put on my back because if I come out and say this, right? So
Think differently.
yeah, you know what I mean. So at least we, I don't
You're a
care.
troublemaker.
Yeah, you
You're that
already
guy.
know. You already know. So it's like,
You're upstage.
I'm gonna get out there. I'm gonna get on stage and probably purposely say something that I know that's gonna get you to, think.
Yeah.
So once I do that, it gives these guys this confidence to just be like, all right, well, he can say that, and it doesn't seem like he's getting a whole lot of repercussions. At the very least, it's people that support that message. You know what I mean? So it's not like I'm alone, and I think that's where they're at, and I can understand that when you think about it. Certainly in our genres, man, it's so status. You know what I mean? Very very status in that regard. So I can certainly understand why they feel like, man, I can't come out and say this. I'm putting myself on an island if I do that. But we come out there and we have success and we show them, and we're unapologetic with it. They're like,
The presence.
you're like, man, like it's okay. It is okay. So I think that certainly just leading by example, like Alais Clay just sort of just touched on, just putting those words, you know what I mean, to action. You know what I mean, and I think people see that. and they recognize that, and it gives them sort of the confidence. Because I think just in general, certainly in this day and age of social media, people are starting to at least be a little more skeptical more so with the current setup. They can feel, even if they don't have the right solutions, they can feel that, all right, something's not right here, right? Something is wrong. So the idea is for us to come through and with our art and like, hey, this is the solution that we propose. There is an alternative to whatever exactly. Bingo, bingo. So there's something there. So this is why I certainly encourage people to get out there and go do their thing, because we perform at say if to sell out 500 cap venues, and if I speak, I do my thing, whether it be on the hip hop side or especially the rock and the metal side, which is more so what I tour doing. If I can get out there and touch somebody like one person out of that 500, that crowd of 500, I feel like that's a victory for me. You know what I mean? That's one more person that will then go and talk to their friends. And that's another person, maybe they get on board or something like that. And again, they matter. And this is what I was talking about in my speech today. For Anarchapulco was that, hey, that you matter, even if you only influence, let's say, 3 people throughout your lifetime.
Right.
That still is necessary. It might not be bingo. You know what I mean? So just because it might be just they can maybe look at the guys like myself, the Jeffrey Tuckers, the Larkin Roses of the world, and we may have these followings. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people get intimidated by that. They say, well, if they're successful in doing that, I'll never be doing that, and they think that, oh, I don't matter. It's like, no, that's not the case.
Everybody has a family. You gotta touch your family.
Bingo.
People within reach.
Bingo. Exactly. So everybody matters and everybody is necessary in this battle of wits in this regards. Like, we absolutely need you to get out there and do your thing, no matter what. Again, you might only influence 3 people in your entire lifetime, but that's certainly necessary. Yeah, exactly. Because those are the people that we maybe can touch. You know what I mean? That's what I was talking about. Like, those are people that maybe I don't have access to, the artists don't have access to, but because they're your friends, they're your family, you can get out there and touch them and affect their lives positively. So you got to get out there and just do it.
And nobody can do what you can do, right?
100%. That's what makes you an individual,
Everybody
right?
is truly unique and special in that it's not just something your mama told you. Really, you are the only you in this world, so we need you.
Bingo.
We need you out here.
That's part of being unique. That's part of being an individual, is that you do have those unique skill sets. You do have those individual when you're a part of those cultures that you can touch, and they're necessary. So no matter who you are, what you do, get out there, do your thing, be unapologetic with it, and try to enlighten the people.
Like you guys just said, everyone has a unique part. Everyone has a unique medicine that they bring to this movement, and it's just so crucial for everyone to really step into that and be empowered and supported to step into their role, because we all have a unique role. And so I just want to give a shout out to everyone that's playing part of that.
I want to give a shout out to all the freedom fighters. Stay alive. Don't get caught. They're watching you, man. Just stay safe out there. It's crazy. We're trying to live a happy, beautiful, wonderful life here on Earth. This is a gift. What is life? So you know that the fuzz is crazy everywhere on every continent. Like Doug Casey says, that the state is like a skin disease on Earth. And just stay safe, man. We're trying to live. We're going to make it. If everything goes to hell, I want to see you on the other side so we can rebuild this thing, make something beautiful of this world, and stay sharp. Don't trust the state to educate you. We got the internet now.
Yeah. Shout out to all the artists, man. 100%. All the artists out there, the content creators out there doing their thing, using their mediums to get out there and affect people's lives positively. You guys are front line. You are the first people that these individuals see before they even get to the intellectuals. You're actually the gateway drug, if you will, to those guys that can maybe break it down in ways that we maybe couldn't, but you're front lines. So shout out to all the artists, content creators that's out there doing their thing for the message of liberty.
Hey, you heard it here. We're out here, Anarchapulco. Thank you to Eric July, Alais Clay. We are the Freenauts. We hope to see you here in Acapulco. This will be every year. Start an event near you. You know what I mean? This is turning into like a decentralized Anarcha Portugal, Anarchadelphia. Stay free. We need you in the movement. We need your neighbors, your family. We love you guys. Peace. Peace, love, anarchy.